Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a Nanoblock thing. It's kind of like Lego, but tiny. And then also start on another tiny kit, which is an SD kit, the Sazabi SD. So I got a little bit of two different worlds here. We've got Evangelion, we've got Gundam, and it's going to be fun. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, hey, why don't you reply with those emotes? You can also reply with other things. And if you're not a subscriber, well, you could just say hi or whatever else you want to do. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, working on some stuff. I got a little bit done of this EVA 2, but we got more to go. And this might take the whole stream. We might not even finish it, but I have no idea because I've never built a Nanoblock kit before. I mean, I got a lot of pieces here. We're on step 7 of 34, but like, this could be really fast. I literally don't know how fast it's going to be built. Ristofan's here. Hi, Ristofan. So I'm also prepped that the next thing I'm going to be working on is the Sazabi SD, which I'll say, these are whatever kits. It's been a while since I did an SD kit, so I was like, oh, that'd be fun. Looks gorgeous, lovely little design. Very excited to work on that. This was released in 2020, which I did not know, so it's relatively new, which is a nice little surprise. And this kit says you do not need to use snipper clips or tools for it, but we still will because it just comes out cleaner. Pat said it. Evangelion equals fun. I mean, here's the thing. Neon Genesis Evangelion is not a good time, but it is a time. It's a thing that exists. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome, welcome. All right. I'm here with my own power and own internet, says Aristofan. It's glorious. Hell yeah. Power and internet that is yours. That's rad. I'm so happy for you, Aristofan. Very glad, very thankful. I hope you're doing all right. Lashbrook, hope you're doing all right as well. Honestly, I hope everyone's doing okay. Ava is great, probably, says the T. Hi, the T. So, Ava is a thing. Neon Genesis Evangelion is important. That I will say. I don't know if it's enjoyable. I don't know if I like it. In fact, I think I don't like it. But I do admit fully that it is important. Also, Cruel Angel's Thesis is a banger. That theme fucking rules and is great. I'm getting to 30 hours or so without water, says Lashbrook. Oh, Lashbrook, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Ava has given me extremely strong feelings in the past. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's important and maybe necessary. I'm glad it exists. But yeah, I don't know. Here's a thing that I tweeted out, which I'm gonna get more and more responses as we go. I'm sure. I probably shouldn't have tweeted this before we started. Oh, and when I do have water, I need to boil it. You definitely do need to. Yeah, sorry, Lashbrook. Hey, look, folks. I hate that the internet isn't for jokes. The internet is for being very serious about a thing and bad lies, like awful lies. Like, you know how you can't. We didn't do 2020. We didn't do April Fool's Day, which is great because the internet's version of April Fool's Day is 90% of it is just lies, unfunny, non-obvious, just kind of weird lies. And it sucks. And like when it becomes April 1st, you have to like remember that and look at a thing and go, wait, what? And they go, oh, this is a lie. Okay. Cool. 12:01 a.m. April 1st. Post it. Got it. Lie. And it sucks because you should 100%. Not a joke. April 1st is my actual real birthday, says the T. Oh, the T. I despise the internet April 1st even more so. Yes, totally, because your birthday is a lie. It sucks. But what I'm saying is, and we'll get into building. This is the intro portion. We're waiting to see if you folks want to join us before we get into building, because I like doing this in front of an audience. So we'll wait to see if some people want to join us. But here's my thing. You should 100% be able to write a joke article where the premise is you know nothing about a video game adaptation into a movie, but you take it very seriously and you're very excited about it, and you would believe, you, the person writing the article, would believe, well, where's Chun-Li? I know Chun-Li exists, and Chun-Li seems very cool. Why isn't Chun-Li in this Mortal Kombat trailer? Is Chun-Li not in the movie? And you would, through the process of writing your joke article, would make it very clear that you are joking. At one point, you would even say street fight. You would get names right, but you would just be inaccurate about that thing. Because the alternative is that you just put the trailer up and write some words about, like, the production of the movie and facts, and maybe, like, this is the 4th Mortal Kombat movie, but it's not related to the other Mortal Kombat movies, which is boring, and other websites did. So instead, you made a joke. And the internet just decided that your joke was, you were wrong. And your editors are wrong. And your fellow employees are wrong. And the person that does social media is wrong. And everyone at Jezebel is wrong. Because the alternative would be that you didn't get a joke. And that sucks. That so many people were like, what the fuck? Because Chun-Li's in Street Fighter, damn it. And it's like, yeah, I know that. She knows that. It's just so frustrating to just assume that people don't know a thing. And also, that nobody was going to back them up. Jezebel's not a parody site. You might think it's a joke, but there is comedy involved in it, in so much as, like, the same thing that, like, Polygon can put up articles that are weird sometimes. Movie sites put up stuff that's weird and different and kind of a joke. But it was just this thing. I will say this. I very much enjoy. Their doubling down, I don't think, is perfect. Their doubling down is they put an editor's note at the bottom of the article saying, oh, turns out Chun-Li is in Street Fighter, which I think is a fine thing because it doesn't say, it is an editor's note. Yes. It didn't say editor's note. We were joking. Y'all need to understand what jokes are. Read the article. They didn't do that, which I appreciate they didn't do that. Now, I would say, we're so sorry. We got our signals crossed here. There's a miscommunication. Obviously, Chun-Li is in Virtua Fighter. Like that, to me, that's the joke I would make because I'm a comedy person and I like to think of jokes. Also, I made this point, and we're going to get to building in a moment or two. Yeah, maybe Lashbrook, maybe the T, you were thinking of Reductress, which is The Onion, but for lady stuff. Focusing on lady things. They have other jokes, but they're almost predominantly non-binary and women writers. So, yeah, you were thinking of Reductress, which also, this feels like an article that the title for an article Reductress would do, where the subject was a lot of knowledge about it. If this had been Hard Drive, people would have been like, "Oh, that's a fine joke." It's just that it was Jezebel, and so they were like, so people just jumped to the conclusion that this woman is wrong, and that everyone was wrong. All right, we're gonna get to building. I'm gonna keep talking, but let me just go retweet my tweet, get into this, and we'll say the larger point. There's two other points about this as I start putting these things together here. Move that so we don't get the shadow away. This is where we're at here. Parts of the instructions are great. Parts of the instructions are terrible. It's a mixed bag, this thing. So I kind of made the point in which I stand by, is the point that I don't know if the joke is worth harassment, which sucks to say. It fucking sucks to say that. But just like being told you're wrong for days on end, be, having screen caps, people finding your other tweets, people messaging you, um, at best trying to be polite and knowledgeable and correcting you. At worst, uh, just flat out not understanding and thinking that you're foolish and why would you do this? And doesn't anyone on your staff know what the deal is and anything like that? I don't know if that joke is worth it, but also it sucks that you have to think about that. It definitely sucks you have to think about that. Um, uh, Steve Lynn replied in a way which I really appreciated, which was that, or Steve Kim, I should say. Sorry, Steve Lynn. Steve Lynn out there, great guy. Steve Kim, also great guy. Those are two different people, and I fucked up the name. That's a bummer, because I always just say Fobwashed, but I wanted to say Fobwashed is his real name. Fobwashed, a.k.a. Steve Kim, replied that anytime one of his tweets moves outside of people who know him, it becomes a statement, because he makes a lot of goofs on Twitter. And some of them might, if you don't know the context, would seem like a statement of fact, which they're not. And that's a bummer. But is a thing that he has to kind of live with. And I have found that on occasion, I have made the decision to reply to my own tweets with context, to get ahead of it. If I feel like, oh, this tweet could get taken out of context, I better reply with what's going on, to hopefully cut off people at the pass, which is a bummer. The funny thing about that Fobwash tweet is I can't tell if they photoshopped that or they were some sort of rom-com out there. Oh yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Steve is also good at photoshopping, so you could fully believe, if you don't know some of like the context of what's going on, you could believe that some of the things that he creates are real. And yeah, and then suddenly he's lying, because that's the real thing that happens sometimes, and it sucks that it happens. But is that sometimes jokes are taken as fact, and then the response is not like, "Oh, I didn't get it." It's, "Well, how dare you? How dare you trick me?" And it's like, "Oh, that was not that. Nobody was trying to trick you. I don't know what to tell you. It sucks that that's how you're taking it. Don't know what else to say." Okay, so this goes like this, and then that looks level, but that's not where we're at with level. So what am I doing? Oh. Okay, I missed a thing. These instructions are not the best, I will say. Nanoblocks. I don't know if I recommend nanoblocks. I am not having the best time doing this. Some of this is cool as hell. Some of this I think looks pretty neat. I am excited to put it together, but mostly I'm excited to put it together to see how it works. I think the biggest issue of this is to just get this to be double-sided one page. They don't put in what you need for the next step. They just have the next step getting built, and you kind of have to really pay attention to what looks. Occasionally they'll put arrows, but yeah, I think this is mostly just not great. Yeah, I'm definitely oh, no, I missed a thing. Oh, no, I missed a thing constantly with this. With Lego, that's once in a blue moon. Such tiny pieces, yes. They are nano. Hi, Julie. It's nano blocks, and that's not, that's accurate, I should say. It's very accurate. Okay, yeah. Occasionally they do put hey, put a thing here. Oh, sorry. And basically what they do with this is, they will put the pieces that have to go down are the regular color, and anything else that was already down, they just shade, which I still don't think is a good solution. I just don't think it's helpful. I think the template for Lego exists, and you should just copy it because it works. And I don't really love this. I have not had a good time with nanoblocks. The build looks good, but can be a pain to assemble. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm finding here. But this is the thing, right? I want to try these out. The distribution, they should end up being pretty cheap here in the United States, or cheaper, because now they will be distributed in the United States. instead of just being fully imported. So theoretically, they will be less expensive and show up more often. So I was like, well, then I want to kind of get a vibe of how these work, um, and kind of get a sense of how they come together and how they look uh, and how they work. So I have a few on my wish list, and I'm happy to put them together. But yeah, I'm not having the most fun doing this. Now, speaking of jokes, because we were talking about jokes and comedy, um, uh, and then also speaking of like, thank God of all the things that get retweeted. Thank God, um, I got I got retweeted basically a joke someone else made a long time ago that I happened to just put the YouTube video up of to say like this happened to me was what was retweeted. But Mr. Austin Walker, friend of the stream, Austin, retweeted the fact that I lived a Mitch Hedberg joke today, specifically the Mitch Hedberg joke about baked potatoes. Baked potatoes take so long. Sometimes I just put a baked potato in the oven because I don't want it now, but maybe I will when it's done. Who knows? Um, which is a great observation and true because the toaster oven dinged and I went, huh, what did I put in the toaster oven? And went over to investigate and found out that I had indeed put a baked potato in my toaster oven, and I had forgotten I did that. And then I was like, "Oh hell yeah! I want a baked potato. I've got some chicken in here, leftover chicken. I'll have some leftover chicken and a baked potato, and ooh, I got veggies in here that I can heat up in the microwave real fast. Hell yeah! I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have a baked potato, and that's gonna be part of my dinner." And I had completely forgotten that I did it. And look, would I have if I had cooked that baked potato and I was just like, oh, I fucked up. I don't want this baked potato. There's so many things you can do with that. The thing I would probably end up doing is slicing it up into home fries for breakfast tomorrow, and that would be rad as hell. I didn't do that. I ate that baked potato with butter and salt, and it was great. It was fantastic. That's all it needed. It didn't need anything special. It was great. I kind of rubbed olive oil into the potato before I baked it, and the skin was excellent. It was really good. I was very happy. I'm glad I cooked up a bunch of chicken earlier because if I didn't want to wait 20 minutes or whatever to bake another thing of chicken. But yeah, ended up being great, folks. And I'm not saying this tweet went viral or anything, but it got retweeted by somebody with a bigger following than me and did all right. Did okay. Feeling all right about that. You know, sometimes tweets do okay, which is great. All right, now we're going to build the undercarriage here of the shoulder pieces, the arm, working on the arms here, I guess. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this other than, like, this comes together. It's fine. God damn it, Pat, now I want baked potatoes to the tea. I understand the tea, and I apologize, but I don't apologize that much. We got I would say, a pretty... No, we don't have a small crew. We don't have a small crew. The numbers are lying to me. That is the thing that's happening right now, I think. I think that my dashboard is telling me that we have a smaller number than we do, which is weird. Yeah, okay, the view number is lower than... Because I was like, that's a pretty low number for viewing. Now, we are in day 2 of 4 days of tweets, which is a lot of... Or, sorry, tweets. I said of streams, which is a lot of streams. I'm going to be streaming 4 days in a row because we played Jackbox last night, which was very fun. It was very cool. I was happy to do it. Hope everyone had fun who came. Thank you for everybody that did. We did that. And then, obviously, model kit building tonight, doing our thing, having a good time, building some models, working on some stuff. And then tomorrow is the Anime Awards, and I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to start my stream at 7:30. The awards start at 8 p.m. Eastern, so I'm going to start a little early, get ready, get things loaded, start talking about some of the categories, talking mess about the things that are in bad categories, I think. Uh, and then yeah, we'll do that. And then Saturday, model kit building, and continue the process of living our lives and doing our thing. All right, so now we're doing the other one, which is basically the same exact thing. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna be 4 days in a row, which is a lot of days of streaming for me. I was tempted to not do a bonus stream yesterday to consider Friday my bonus stream, but then I was like, wait, I like streaming, so just gonna do it. Not gonna worry about it. It'll be fun. Okay, so this is on the wrong piece. Grab the wrong one. That was very clear that I grabbed the wrong one because I just did the other side and I was like, this doesn't look right. So we need this one. Haha. Yeah. The problem with doing these Nanoblocks is if you're putting these pieces on wrong, it's kind of hard to fix your mistakes to like take the layers off if they get like you can take a big chunk off, no problem, but the smaller ones are going to take a little twisting and turning because these are very tiny. So also, this is not a problem for you, I'm sure. This is definitely a problem for me. This paper is reflective, and the light from my overhead light that's right over here, you can see my fingers there, is just reflecting it, like shining a light into my face, and that sucks a lot. It really sucks because I really do have to go and look down at these steps here. Uh, okay, so let's get the rest of this done here. Is that right? Yes. Okay, and then this goes like this. Great. I'm glad I did it, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep some of the other nanoblocks up on my wish list. If people want to see more nanoblocks, they can buy them. And I mean, I'll break my own thing and say I'll probably end up getting, despite evidence of me not enjoying it, I'll probably end up eventually getting that Snorlax because I want to build a Snorlax in some way, shape, or form. And if this is the only way I'm going to build a Snorlax, then that's what we're going to end up doing because I want to build a Snorlax. So, all right. So we need one of these. Again, right? Like I have to like do all the work myself of being like, okay, and then what's next? What's next? Like there's no photo of each step and what the pieces are going to be needed. You just kind of have to really look at it yourself and really figure it out. And yeah, it's kind of frustrating, I'll say. Let's see, other things. Oh, I got to have small talk yesterday. Yesterday was a good day in that I got to have some small talk, which, oh boy, folks, I just need it. I didn't have anything going on yesterday as far as like Zooms or anything, and my neighbor came by to borrow a drill, which I put out for him, and then we socially distanced talked. He's getting his second shot next week, which is awesome. Very excited for him about getting that. He was excited as well. His wife's already gotten her second shot, and he's going to get his, and that rules. I'm very happy for him. But yeah, we just small talked about the weather and how like, oh, thank God, 2 days in a row where it didn't rain. It rained last night, so we had 2 daytime, which was good. And how it was going to rain today, which it poured. Just like talking about stuff, and it was nice. I just need that. I'm just like not getting enough of that in my daily life, and would like to kind of mix that up a little bit, get a little more of that. I got a Zoom hangout tomorrow, which will be good for my whole brain thing going. Just like talking to people, friends and stuff. Highly recommended if you can get together and talk to people. Because yeah, otherwise it is rough, especially with the weather. Now, obviously, when I complain about the weather that I currently have, it is with the understanding that it could be way worse, and I am very lucky. And I'm trying not to dwell on the fact that it's just constantly raining here, because obviously many people have it far, far worse than I do. And I'm very lucky that all I have is this rain. And I hope people understand that I'm not trying to pretend like I have it so bad. It is only that uh, mentally it is just very bad for my brain to have days and days where I can't go outside because it's just so wet out there and it's just pouring rain days and days and days. Like I want to get out there and like I want to do yard work. Like I cleaned my house today. Like I went around and I cleaned rooms that I haven't been in. No one has been in. No one has been in these rooms since for 15 days, and I was just like, well, guess I better vacuum in here. Have you thought about a sad lamp? I have not, Lashbrook, but I appreciate the thought. I mean, it's something I could certainly consider. Oddly enough, today was the warmest day we've had in a couple weeks, about 30 degrees, but also snowed about an inch. Oh, Lord Christian. Yeah. Yeah, the good and the bad, I guess, huh? All right, we're layering this piece in here. Which I guess is part of the waist here. I think we're building. So we're getting some white pieces in. I think this is the first time I haven't put any white pieces on this kit yet, so we'll get into that. Um, but yeah, I have not looked into a sad lamp. Yeah, mostly it's just been dark and dreary, and I wouldn't be like this if there were other people in this house. And the fact that there aren't is contributing, I fully believe, is contributing to my current feelings. Because I'm also like not really ever have a problem with like rainy days. It's just it's just it's just weird. Being alone is bad. And also, I like being alone. One of the things that I have lamented since moving here in July is that like I will escape to my room with a project that I'm working on. Did I really need to do that? Could I have hung out and more that day? Yes, but sometimes I'm just like, it would be great if I could just like chill out for a little bit on my own terms, and just like do my own thing. Uh, 'Cause yeah, I like having alone time, but right now it is too much alone time. And that's just where I'm at. I look forward to having more time with people and doing stuff. Tomorrow is going to be a fun day. Like I said, I got a Google Hangout scheduled, which I'm excited about. Stuff going on there. Got a little work I'm doing. Doing my couple phone call things I got to make. And then the Anime Awards tomorrow night. And I'm excited about the Anime Awards. I think that's going to be fun to watch. I am calling it a watch along because I do. The thing is, last year they didn't say anything about people being able to do co-streams. They have in the past, and last year they didn't until like the day of. They were like, "Oh, and you can co-stream, blah blah," because you used to have to like sign up, and you'd be listed as a person doing it. And they didn't do that last year, but then it was fine. So I'm saying watch along. We're gonna have it on. I'm gonna just co-stream it, but I'm saying watch along because if it is an issue, then I'll just say like, hey, go to this website, watch it, and then we're all gonna hang out here, and there won't be audio, and it'll just be me reacting. But I'm gonna have it full screen, and I'm gonna be in the corner going like, oh, and reacting to it with the volume on and subtitles on, I believe. And yeah, I think I'll probably just have it on the Twitch stream of it on, or the YouTube stream. I haven't decided yet, but that's the plan. Yeah, if it becomes a problem, because the problem. Last year it was not a problem. It just they didn't say you could co-stream it, and they used to say that, and now I guess they just don't. I think it's also because it's not just on Twitch. It's on their website. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. So I guess they don't say you can co-stream. Um, there are some official co-streamers. So whatever. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, There is alone and there is alone. All capital letters. Aristophan says choice matters. Yes. Yeah. Having alone time is different from being alone. And also, alone and lonely are very different things. I am alone right now and sometimes feeling lonely. And sometimes you can be around people and feel lonely. Because those are different things. But yeah, right now it is mostly just like, I don't know, looking for, having people to talk to is nice. That's basically where I'm at. Sometimes it's just nice to have people to talk to and conversations to have. Jam just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's 38 months. Gonna hit the old applause here. Jam says, did this Monday but didn't have power. Now I do finally. Hell yeah, Jam. Welcome back. And welcome to the Power Club. We're throwing Bear Cave Lego set them out in there, joining in with the other folks that have lost power that have it again. I'm very thankful, happy to hear that folks have a power and are doing it up and making it happen. Glad to hear it. Hope all is well. But yeah, yes, I'm very thankful. February sometimes is, like I said, it's rain here, but sometimes it's also tropical storms and hurricanes. And knock on wood, we have not had that. And actually, that's real wood I knocked on, which I'm very excited about. Nice to be able to do that. But yeah, thank you for renewing your subscription. Appreciate that very much. Renewing subs is a great way to support what I do, and I thank you all very much for it. All right, let's get more of this going here. But yeah, welcome everybody that's hanging out. A little chill stream tonight. That's okay. Working on this. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, but I guess this will be just kind of a chill stream. I don't have a lot going on. Not a lot on my plate. I'm going to just quickly check. Got a few more things here. Great. Just making sure. I got asked. I'm not going to say what it is because it's coming in the future, but I got asked to be. I'm going to be on 2 podcasts. One of which I'm recording soon, and I have no idea when it's going to go out. And the other that I do not know when I'll be recording because they have a pretty large schedule, and they were like, we just kind of want to make sure you want to do this, which I appreciated. So, all right, now how does this look in? Okay, so this is like this. They kind of show you where they go. This back piece here goes into the very end. So this looks like it's right. And I'm going to make sure I'm not putting any pressure on the. I'm going to put my hand here to assemble this. But this looks like I've just assembled this correctly. And it should be fixable if I didn't, but I believe I just did this right. And then we'll find out. But that looks right. Looks like we got our shoulders here and our legs. Putting the legs and the arms in could be a problem. I don't know. I hope not. All right, and now I think we're putting the head together. Yes, we're putting the head together here. The EVA 2. Yeah, it's just like this one step is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One step in part 16. Part 16, 1 is 16 pieces. That is just trying to save space in a way that I do not agree with. I will say this. If someone buys one of these from the wish list, I'll be glad to build it, and happy to. But I don't think I'm going to be buying one of these anytime soon. I will eventually, because there are some cool ones that I would like to build. But like, I can't imagine in the near future I'm going to be like very gung-ho about this because these are just so small. On my own time, obviously it's a different story, but in the meat space here on stream, yeah, this is not my favorite thing that I have done on stream by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so we need 2 of these. Been there. Butterfinger hazards, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I was talking about on stream today with somebody, or on Twitter today, I should say, with someone who is trying to get better at working at 144 scale model kits. Basically saying, primarily this person was doing, tries to work in the 100 scale because their hands are just big and it just is uncomfortable and not fun for them. Which I understand, and I'm like getting better at doing the high grades. That's the reason why I don't do real grades. Because people ask, like, oh, have you built this real grade kit? And my response is generally like, no, I haven't built that one because, and it's just for the reason that um, the pieces are so tiny and intricate in real grades that it's not fun for me to build on stream because I often run into problems. Like even like the head, working on tiny pieces on the head of a high grade is sometimes very difficult. And I am gotten better at it because I have a lot of experience doing it. I've been doing it for a very long time, but it's still not like always the most fun thing in the world to do. I just have gotten okay at doing it because I do model kit building 6 hours a week every week, and I almost never miss a stream. So that makes my life a lot. It makes it a lot easier for me to get opportunities to get better at doing this. But it's not to say that. Okay, so we'll like that. Yeah, not to say that I'm like an expert, as I always say. I am an enthusiast with a lot of practical experience. I never set up myself to be an expert, never set to be all knowing. I fuck up as we go and figure out as we go, and I try to improve as we go. And that is kind of how we do it. But yeah, I'm a practiced enthusiast, is the easiest thing I can say while doing these things. All right, so then we'll get these on here. Just putting these spots on there. And yeah, uh, honestly, looking at how long it took me to get this far, like I think we're gonna finish this tonight or get close to it. I don't know if we're gonna get this Sabi started. We might not even finish this up tonight. That'll have to be Saturday, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it gets quicker as these parts go in. Yeah, now we got 2 layers there. Now we got to add a bunch of red pieces, and then a bunch of white pieces on top of that. That's too much in one step. Come on. Come on. All right, so we need one of these. We need 3 1x2s, 1 1x4, and yeah, 3 1x2s. Okay. Lord Crashington says, while I build my current piece, when I built my current PC last year, I went to plug in the tiny receiver for my keyboard and mouse, and it slipped out of my fingers and into the dark pile of stuff that I couldn't find until a few months later. Got a new keyboard and mouse anyway, since they were getting old anyway. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, those tiny little, like the little like USB RF receiver things. Yeah, you can just drop those forever. Like those can just be like, well, that's the end of that. That's never going to be a thing. Oops, almost missed a piece here. I was like, that doesn't seem like it should hang. I missed a step. There we go. There we go. But yeah, no, sometimes those can just go. I definitely found a few when I was cleaning up to move out of my New York apartment to come here. I definitely found a few like odds and ends of like, oh yeah, that was from a model kit a year ago that I just could not find this thing until I finally like swept underneath this one spot, and suddenly there we are. Here is a piece of something that I was definitely looking for and could not find for a while because it just fell off while I was model kit building and then just became impossible to find because it bounced off the hardwood floors in my old apartment and just scattered to the winds. Here I've got tile, which is not great, but it shouldn't bounce as much if I'm dropping something here. The bedroom that I normally stream out of when I'm here in this place has been really great because it has just been okay. So that goes there because it's just carpet, and as long as it's not a white, I can find it in the carpet because it's not too thick. It's not shag or anything. So it has been pretty okay to find things when I need them. All right, so we got to put this here. We got to put that there. Just gonna plan this out. We need 2 with the extra. We need 3 of those. And then 3 of these, and then 2 ones. Where are the ones? Here are the ones. Great. Yeah, this is definitely like causing me to have to really focus, which is, that, hey, it ain't bad to do that now and again. Have a reason to kind of look closely at a kit. Yeah. Put that, whoops. Fell off there. But yeah, I always try to be very careful. That's also why I try to work in a bit, like, this table is long. Part of the reason I'm using this table, and it's this long, is so I can have my PC off the ground, especially when I was in a carpeted room. Don't want it on a carpet. But it's also so I can have it kind of, far away, but still close to plug everything in. But then also, like, yeah, I want to make sure that as I'm doing this, I have a lot of room to kind of keep things, and nothing's going to fall off a table just because it slid a little bit. Because I have definitely done that before, and I'm trying to avoid that now. All right, and he's going to go here. All right, okay. All right. This is looking all right there. All right, step 3. Part 3 of step 6 is all of this is done, and now we got to put in a couple layers of red pieces. Got it, got it, got it. Let's see. Is there anything else? Like, that's the problem right now, folks. I don't have a lot going on. I would love to have more going on. I had a great time last night playing Jackbox. We only had one person who I don't think was definitely super cool, and they were just like, they weren't like, I'm going to say something offensive to be offensive. They were like, my sense of humor is kind of shitty, and I might not be I might need to like grow up a little bit. Like that was kind of my vibe with that person last night. And they came in late, so it was fine. But just like, I don't know. They made that, what joke did they make that I was like, really? That's the joke we're making here? I can't remember what it was. It was something like, the joke was something of being like women's lib or something. It was just like, oh, women's rights was like the joke answer to something. And I didn't even say the answer out loud. And the other person got a super quiplash. And I was just like, yeah, that's what we do here. And it was fine. He was just like, the women's rights joke. Yes. Yeah, Lord Crasherton, yeah. And it was just like that thing where I was like, okay, well, you're using your username, so you're definitely like standing by your jokes. I just don't think your jokes are good. And they like made a joke that was like at my expense that was like not the same kind of joke at my expense. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Yes, the dumbest position would pitch for women's rights. Yes, which, if I'm going to be generous, is a reference to the best reference that could be is it's a reference to the Man Show, where the Man Show did a thing where they were like, we're against women's suffrage, so sign this petition, and then they would like tricked women into signing the petition because if you don't know what suffrage means, you would think it's a negative thing. And you were like, yeah, we should end women's suffrage. That was their big joke. So it was kind of the thing where I'm like, okay, so best case scenario, you were just referencing a bad joke. That's the best case I can give you. Most likely you were just not a funny person and trying to like be edgy in a way that doesn't work. We are now at the point. Okay, so I really want to explain this. So we right now, this is all step 16. This entire section right here is step 16. We are currently in this part of step 16. We now have to stop building this part to build these two parts here, which is this, and then we're going to take this and add it to this, and then we can move on to step 5 up here. This is laid out poorly. Hooray, I successfully remembered what women's suffrage was. Yes, they definitely have some things to learn about how Lego does their manuals. Yeah, and also, they've been doing nanoblocks for years. They just keep not doing it great, is my personal opinion. Directions of the double ridges. All right. My personal opinion is they have decided what they want to do, uh, and how they want to be different, and I don't agree with the choices they have made about how they want to do things, because I do think that they are poor decisions. But yeah, having sub steps within sub steps is just bad. I feel embarrassed to be old enough to remember the Man Show reference. Yeah, it's a here's the thing about the Man Show. It existed, and it's nice that people don't know that it existed. That's great, because it did, and it didn't long enough ago to justify. There's no justification for its existence, and it happened too recently in modern times to just be like, you know what we need? Man-centric comedy. And also, let's make sure a lot of it isn't funny. What a bad show. And Richard's like, yeah. It's just like, yeah, it's just like, it's just, it wasn't, it didn't need to exist. I don't know what demographic, I know what demographic it was serving, but it was serving a demographic that, like, was already being appealed to in so many other ways. It didn't need it to exist. Didn't need that. Yeah, it's just buh. You know, Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel were going to be fine. They didn't need it. It was a good launching pad for them, but they didn't really need that launching pad because they also had other things that were going very well for them at the time. Like Loveline and Win Ben Stein's Money. And various other things that they were up to and doing. All right, trying to get these layered together and do it right. Not fuck it up. That's the goal, is to do this in a way that doesn't fuck this up. Okay, and then that's going to go like that. And that's going to go. Oh, they're particular about how this bottom piece goes, so I got to take this off. Make sure I'm doing this. I'm glad they told me that double ridge could be bad. If I did this double ridge wrong, it could be bad. So that's good. I'm glad they have told me that. Sorry. Make sure I'm doing this right. No, what did I do wrong here? Oh, okay. Goes like that. Aha! Got it. Hey, Mr. Bob, welcome. Happy to have you here. For the instructions, I feel their goal is compactness, not clarity. Yes, 100%. Happy to have you here, Mr. Bob. Welcome. Working on this is my first ever Nanoblocks, and yeah, it is not the most user friendly. Their whole thing is, look, we got the instructions of this whole kit, and we're just doing it on one page. Look, it's just one page. Look at that. You'll be done in no time. Which, but it does make for kind of a frustrating build. All right, so then this is gonna go like this. Yeah, this goes like this. Great. Okay, we got that part on. Now we go back up here to step 16, part 5. Imagine if Nerve tried to fit the EVA construction schematic on one page. Yep, there you go. Oh, we're doing front and back. Okay, so... Oh, now we got to get our green in. We got some green here. And those go on the opposite side. Okay, and then one of these is the two-prong white. And one of these is the two-prong red. Okay. But yeah, this would be very hard to... because you do the thing like the blind... like the no manual build where someone is, keep talking and nobody Legos is what Load and Gritty Run calls it, where someone has the instruction book and someone else has the kit and you have to like describe the pieces. This will be very hard to do because a lot of it's just like put this piece next to this piece and then put these two pieces on top of it. A lot of this kit is doing that, and that's not easy to explain. Instead of like put these two pieces together, keep building up, turn it over, keep building this on this side. Like, that's a little bit clearer of instructions. But yeah, I would say nanoblocks is definitely difficult to do that kind of a thing. I wouldn't want to. All right, so let's get more of these on here. We're getting pretty far in this thing. On the head, we're almost ready. I think almost done with the head, and then we can put the head uh, on the neck, I guess. Uh, Blind run where you have to figure out how to make it without the instructions. Yes, I've seen that. Um, the folks at what do you call it? Oh, the Try Guys did a thing where they got a Lego thing, and they did not get instructions, and they also didn't know what it was supposed to be. They got a giant Yoda, and only I think one of them at any point was like, "Oh, I'm building Yoda right now." Yeah, it was a rough go. They made some truly weird looking things, which I do appreciate. Um, but yeah, that just felt like, oh no, this is so rough. It's one thing to build without instructions. It's another to build without knowing what it's supposed to look like. Like even if you'd gotten the box, you could like kind of figure out what they wanted from like looking at the box and like kind of understanding, or just like if you said, "Hey, here are all these pieces. Build a Yoda." You could at least be like, "Okay, I'll try." All right, I need a 3-prong white, and I need 2 corner ones. 2 corner ones, great. Harold says, "Hey, can't stay. Just wanted to drop the host." Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Harold, for hosting. Always appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for being here. Um, Even if you can't stay. Lord Cratchit said you could add a bunch of extra pieces to throw them off. Yes, you definitely could do that. No, there's no limit on how awful you could be if you wanted to really mess with somebody who was uh, uh, who was tasked with trying to make something out of nothing with no instruction. Yeah. All right, so it goes there. But where does this go? Does it go here? No, that goes. 3 goes here. No. And then this goes like this. I'm going to sneeze, I think, at some point, so. I did sneeze. I was like, oh, I'm going to. And then it just fucking happened. All right, so. Yeah. So that goes like that, maybe? Yeah, okay. All right. And that's done, because that's 7. So now we turn this back over. And then this is going to go here. And it did. Okay, yeah, and that goes like that. Oops, oh. Yeah, these shoulders definitely do not want to set. Well, my trivia night is off next week, then moving to Monday, so I'll be able to catch you on Thursdays again, says Harold. Mondays, not so much. Good night. Well, Harold, you do you. Enjoy your trivia. I'm glad you were able to give a host. I appreciate that. And yeah, have fun with your trivias on Monday, and welcome back to Thursdays. I'll talk to you soon, my friend. Have a good night. Yeah, these definitely kind of feel delicate. Like I'm gonna have to be very careful about like trying to put not putting any pressure on the shoulder because obviously look at them. They're just 1x3s or whatever, 1x4s. So when I put the arms in, I'm gonna have to be careful. But we are at the point now where we can turn the page. We're now on the back page. We are on what I believe we are building the legs now. So that's fun. And once we get one leg done, we will have a better idea of how to do the other leg, which is cool. So we need a 1x4, 2x4. We need a 2x3 and a 1x2. Having to say these out loud so I know what I'm doing. So these go like this and like this. And there's a gap between them. And then we'll figure out what that gap is very soon. And then we've got a 1x3 with a curved edge. Get that in. And that'll tell us what the spacing is because we do it like that. Great. And then these little ones here. There we go. Oh, Lord Crescent wants with that gong, which I will. Front page done gong. All right, I get that. I'll hit that. Pixar just tweeted out an anime version of the movie Up, and I'm very confused. Okay. Look, I'm going to hit this here. Did anybody else notice that the Dota anime that Netflix is like, we got a new animation from these people, and then Dota was like, we made an anime. And I'm usually not like, I'm a stickler about a lot of things. I rarely am a stickler about that, but I do feel like, hey, if you're head of your studio of the production people, if everybody major that you're mentioning abroad isn't or is making it is American, I don't know if it's an anime. If the primary language of your piece of animation is English, I don't know if it's an anime. So I was like, I don't know if you can call this an anime. I don't know. I mean, there are people that say, like, I'm more willing to call a piece of Chinese animation anime, even though a lot of people are very against that. But I'm definitely more cool with that than I think that. Also, I have gotten confirmation from people that know this more about Dota than me. They made a show about the most boring Dota character, apparently, because that dude seems boring as shit. He seems generic, and what I do know of Dota is that there's some Dota that is, like, interesting and fun, and that guy seems like he sucks. He seems like boilerplate, like, just like generic dude bro, and I was like, I don't need a show about this guy, I don't think. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but in Japan, anime is also used to mean American cartoons. The T, you're not wrong. I thought it was Monster Hunter anime until the name reveal. Yes, because it just seemed very generic. It also, like I said, it's just like, if you want to call the Castlevania thing an anime, I guess you can. I just think that the Dota Twitter account, I just think that the Dota Twitter account calling it anime when the Netflix announcement doesn't call it an anime, and I think the most important thing for me, right, is the Crunchyroll write-up just continues to refer to it as an animation. They call it an animation, and so I was just like, well, if they're not going to call it an anime, I don't know if I'm going to call it an anime. And that's just a person who works, who wrote up a thing for Crunchyroll's, blog. It's not, like, official, but that felt like a good, like, point of reference for me anyway. But like I said, whatever. Shows that are anime in Japan but produced in the U.S. are a blurry line. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, when it is made for U.S. audiences, that sometimes feels a little weird to me. Like, I wouldn't call Legend of Korra or Avatar: Last Airbender an anime. But I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. I can be wrong. I will be wrong. I might be wrong about this. But I don't think I'm wrong when I say I'm not interested in seeing it. I'm not wrong about that. I know myself to know enough that I saw the trailer and went, buh. I will see YouTube clips of this and go, wait, what's that from? Oh. And then maybe that'll translate to me being like, I guess I'll watch that. But I bet I won't, because it doesn't look interesting. It looks generic as fuck. And I got a lot of stuff to watch out there, folks. And I watch things, maybe I didn't need to, but boy. Big O Season 2 is a fun example where it only got made because Big O Season 1 did well in the U.S., but did air in Japan. Yes. or the first SD Gundam show aired in Japan, aired in America first. It's the only Gundam show to ever premiere in America before it aired in Japan, which I don't think is the reason Japan hated it, but boy, did Japan hate that show. The lowest ranked Gundam show. It ranked lower than Gundam X, which is impressive. Because universally, Japan was like, no thank you, Gundam X. Yeah. Yeah, no, it just wasn't a good, it was a kid show, but it wasn't like, it was a kid show, but like didn't work hard enough to be a kid show. And Japan was just like, nah, we're good. Yeah, I don't think they were like, oh, this aired in America first. I think they were just like, I don't like this. Uh, I think it could be the styles they're aiming for over where it's made. They're Western made JRPGs that I describe like that since that's what they're going for. Yeah, I can see that, Lord Crashington. I can see what you're saying. Like, yeah, hey, we're trying to make this. Often when someone says this is anime, they mean adult, because we still don't, even though there have been now dozens of examples of cartoons not meant for children, meant for teens, young adults, adults. Uh, it's still animation often, or cartoons often in people's minds means, for kids. So anime can mean for lots of different things, and I think that sometimes when you see anime, it is often shorthand for, oh, this is some grown up cool shit. I don't watch anime much, but most anime I watch is for children anyway. I've been watching an anime based on the Japanese card game I like, Battle Spirits, recently. Like the Animatrix, says Lord Crashington. Yes, or like The Critic. The Critic is a cartoon not aimed at children. The Critic, other than the scene where a penguin is flying a plane, The Critic could have just been actors talking on a soundstage. Like, could have just been a sitcom and would have been fine. They chose the animation medium so they could do cutaways, because cutaways was still going to be cheaper to do gags of movies. They were like, oh, we can do movie gags like this. But for the most part, it didn't need a lot of uh, animation. Also, I remember hearing there are Japanese fans of King of the Hill who argue about subs versus dubs. That's fantastic. Yeah, I wonder what the dub of that is. But who knows? Could be great. You know. I always say this, like, watch things the way you want to watch them. I'm not a guy that watches dubs. I am happy that dubs get out there because it means that dubs mean that it'll be on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim, or it will be more accessible to people who don't want to, who, like, that's how they approach things like that. So that's awesome. So I'm always happy if it gets a dub, even if I'm not going to watch the dub, often because I've already seen the series. Um, but sometimes because it's just like not what I'm looking for. I'm just like not looking for a dub. Okay, so this is going to go. This looks, this doesn't look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 5, so that's a 4 and a 1 piece. Is that a 1 there? So I don't think I have a 5. I don't think I have a 1x5. Yeah, I have a 1x4. So that goes like that. Sorry. This just is annoying. It's just annoying. There are videos on YouTube. You just have to check it out. Oh, all right. My major beef with dub support for anime is not having proper subtitles for the dubbed lines. Major accessibility issues for me. Yes, Lord Crashington. I can appreciate that. Yeah, because sometimes you can get like a DVD of something, and you can have, it'll let you pick Japanese subtitles and English, or sorry, English subtitles and English voice acting, and that is the closest you're going to get. Now, that's not the same thing as it being properly closed caption, but it's closer, and that's nice. But you're not really going to get that. Um, like that would be cool if Funimation offered that for every title. I do not believe they do for every title. I know they do for a couple titles. They will do that, which is pretty cool. All right, so then that's going to go here like this. All right. We are overdue to take a pause for the cause, folks. But I'm going to try to get this. I'm going to try to get these pieces connected here, um, and then we will do our pause for the cause. But I have to see how this looks. All right. So I basically have to rebuild this like this. Yeah, this is frustrating. Um, go on there. Okay. So it's going to look like that. These two go here. Yeah, this is just like not how I would want to put this together. God damn it. Take a look at that. Nope, that's not. Yeah, this is like overall, I would describe this as not fun to build. Yeah, not fun to assemble. It'll be a while before I do another one of these nano blocks, I'll say that. I'm glad we're doing it because now I can talk about that. If someone says like, "Hey, have you ever built a nano block kit before?" I can be like, "Yes, I have. Here are my thoughts on it." That's good. I like being able to have those thoughts, being able to share my opinion on things. But yeah, this is overall. I don't think this is that great. Yeah, it seems rough. Yeah, it's just um like this step sucks to put together. Like it's just like frustrating to put it together. Like once it's done, it'll be fine. It's just like this could be done smarter and easier, and is needlessly complicated. I will say that this step was needlessly complicated. All right, so we're gonna put that there because that's where we left off. Um, Also, I have no sense of scale, but this is definitely smaller than Lego. Oh, these are teeny tiny. Let me look. Here's a 1x1. I mean, they're called nano blocks, but this is impossibly small. That's very small. I don't have a Lego to compare with it, but it's called nano blocks, and they are small little things. I already find Lego pretty small. Yeah, I mean, like I knew it was going to be small. Like this is a small little thing. Like it's going to fit in this box and be very tiny. All right, we have to take a pause for the cause. I'm going to be fast because there's not a lot of you here tonight, and which is okay, and it happens. But I will try to get through this pretty quickly. Um, you could probably have a bunch of them in a normal Lego. Yes. So let's throw the Bear Cave Lego to the site, the moat in the chat. Let the people know. Folks that are watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? You can find all these in the show description below. I'm going to go real fast, and then we're going to get back in the building, and I'm going to talk about some anime because it'll be the second hour. But yeah, hey, subscribing, gifting subs. Those are great ways to support what I do. If you've been gifted a sub, you want to renew that yourself, they won't charge you until your gift sub month is over. If it's expired, hey, consider doing that. I have a Patreon. You can join my Patreon if subscribing here on Twitch is not something you want to do, and I get that. Patreon.com/PatBear. Also, direct donations, because everything I make through Twitch and through Patreon and direct donations goes to buying model kits. I have a decent enough little backlog, but I have to buy more kits all the time. I have to constantly buy kits. That is the life I have chosen. So your support means the world to me. Just being here. Follow me if you're not already giving me a follow. Thank you for being watching and hanging out. If you would like to directly support what I do via buying something for me to build on stream, I will shoot a video where I talk about the thing you bought. I have an Amazon wish list. And then it'll jump the queue. It'll be the next thing that I built. So I've got some Pokemon model kits. I've got some nano blocks here on the list. various sizes and prices for the various things. Inexpensive kits, more expensive kits, Lego, master grades, high grades, all kinds of different model kits and equipment that I would love to build on stream. If you buy something from my wish list, as I said, it jumps the queue. I make a video where I talk about the thing that you bought so I can build it. And that would be lovely. You're under no obligation to do any of that, obviously, and I got some cheap kits and expensive kits and some equipment and all that other stuff. You being here means a lot to me. We'll get back to building really soon. Do not worry about it. Alternatively, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. Now, you get a code in your email when you buy a gift card from them, and then you have to send me that code through like a DM on Twitter or a whisper here on Twitch. Those are options that you have if those are things you would like to do. Um, uh, and yeah, and those are things you could do if you want to support what I do here and directly help me through direct donations, buying a kit, subscribing, gifting a sub, bits and coins. All those things are great. We have had we had some bits this month. We've had some gift subs. Those all mean a lot. We're over 50 uh, subscriptions right now. We're 53, which is rad. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so those are ways to support. My Discord is free. You could join my Discord. That's a free thing you could do if you want to support what I do here. Again, if you're watching this later on YouTube, hello. You can find all this in the show description of this video. Got a Discord. Check that out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I made a video about where to start with Gundam. If you've ever wondered where you should begin with Gundam, what series, what did I start with, what do other people say when they recommend where to begin, and then also where to start with Gunpla. If you want to get a model kit building, like what kit should be your first kit, I answer both those questions, and I think it turned out pretty good as far as my videos go. Bear With Me is the reaction video series I'm doing. I'm doing one every Wednesday. This one, it's a song for a cool bird, and I just react to this song for a cool bird, and it's pretty fun and short. Next week's going to be a little weird. I'm excited about next week's. But yeah, this one recorded. Yeah, if you just want to see me reacting to a video, a song for a cool bird, you can do that. And it's pretty all right. And now I'm going to talk about some anime, and we'll get back into model kit here. Continue on. Let's try to finish up this this whole thing. I don't know if we will. We might have to. It might take even longer. I thought we would be done, and we're not. So. I've also never worked on nanoblocks before, so I did not know how long it would take to get to where we are. But yeah, now I'm going to go back to the overhead. We'll get back to this EVA 2, and we'll continue where we left off here by putting on some more red, and then more orange, and work on one of these legs. But yeah, I think we'll definitely not finish this up tonight, so. Deceptively long build for such a small model. Yes, there are just like a lot of little pieces that you have to deal with. So it is deceptively detailed. And because if it was more steps but less pieces, I think it would move faster. But it's a lot of me like hunting for a bunch of pieces and then double checking to make sure everything's together. So yeah, it is harder than I originally believed it to be. And not all these layers fucking makes sense, I feel like, in some instances. Alright, so then we need a 2 and a 1. Alright, I gotta talk about some anime. I'm gonna talk about some anime. I fully expected this episode of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2 to have a new theme song, because the opening theme is still the one that the season started with, where it was very light and fluffy and everything was okay. And it's a lie, because this season things started happening in this episode that we knew were going to happen, and I don't know how they're going to fix it. Literally, in Season 1, one nice character that we liked died. Literally, an entire double-length season last year, one character passed away that was cool, and it was for plot reasons that she died, and it didn't feel too bad, because we also didn't know her for that long. But, hey, spoiler alert, a bunch of motherfuckers died in this episode. Like, things went bad. That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime has taken a turn, which I knew was coming because the the all the art for this season was them in like drab military uniforms, and it was just like, oh, things are gonna pop off. And then yeah, a lot of the episodes leading up was like, this is not gonna go well. This is looking bad. These people want to do harm. These people are out here to be awful. Look out for these motherfuckers. We got introduced to like, I keep calling them isekai assholes because the other country has some isekai kids, and they are here to be awful. Uh, but yeah, the major element of this is uh, there are two different barriers over the country, the major city of Tempest, and one of those barriers is meant so that people can't escape or communicate, and the other barrier is to weaken monsters and their mana abilities. So it basically means they can't really use magic. Now, luckily, the same thing's happening to Rimuru, but he was able to resist and use some magics. But the other problem is that he is literally fighting a isekai kid who is stronger than him because she has a sword and her abilities are combining to be like really fucked up. And now it's hinted that she was tipped off, and definitely tipped off incorrectly about like it was definitely like she's there because Rimuru, she's told Rimuru killed her master, uh, and he's like, well, she died, and I did absorb her, but, and she's like, you're not gonna listen to him about that, which is like, okay, I mean, that's not, it's, yeah, she's not wrong. She's just been somewhat misinformed and definitely misled and definitely taken advantage of. And I have my theories of who that is, but it's unsubstantiated because I know who the current evil people are, but I know that this isn't all Clayman. I think some of it is a dude who occasionally looks a little evil, and I just get the vibe that this guy is up to no good, and that's my thought anyway. Ooh, that is bad. Um, where the foot meets the leg here is not reinforced right now. That's not reinforced. That's awful. This foot comes off like that. So you definitely want to put this, when this is done, I'm definitely going to want to put this in its box because you can put it as a stand, because I'm really afraid this thing, it's going to go on this. If we didn't have this piece, this thing would definitely not stand up on its own. Anyway, now I got to do the arm here, and then we'll do the other leg. So, whichever. No basketball for this guy. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, that is not that stable of a leg. It definitely needs to be lock into supports there. So you're not going to get a lot of cool posability, I don't think, with this, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So this is the bottom layer, and there's some spacing that goes there. This goes here, like this, and then got a white piece 2 goes there, and that goes. That's a 3 with a curve. Okay. Anyway, if you've been watching this season of the show, if you've been enjoying this season of that time I got reincarnated as a slime, things are popping off and it's dark as fuck. Was there anything I wanted to say about this episode? Oh yeah, Rimuru can still use some magic. So at the very end, right before he's stabbed, and it definitely looks like he is dead. The T says, "I think Discord is down." Okay. Uh, well, hopefully it'll come back for people. I'm not looking at it right now, so I cannot comment on if Discord is down or not. But yeah, all right. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely looks like Rimuru is dead, but he does use some magic right before he looks at it. Seems fine to me. Okay, I don't know. I don't know the T. Let's see. All right, we need the ones that stick out here that are black. these. I need 3 of these. All right. 2 and 2. Okay. And 3. Great. Let's see. What else did I want to say? Okay, Laid Back Camp Season 2. This was about getting ready for some solo camping with a couple other things that happened, but it's mostly about solo camping, and it was lovely. Um, Dan says, those are very small blocks. You are not wrong. These are called nanoblocks, and they are definitely nano. It is small, tiny, tiny things, and it's not my favorite. These are not my favorite. I'll say that. Assembling these are not the best time I've had doing any kind of model kit instruction. I will say, this is not as bad as that Transformers model kit I put together, which I can't remember the name of the company that made that. That was one of the worst model kit things I've ever built in my life. And also, these are not as bad as the that model kit, the Steven Universe kits that were the what was the brand for that? Um, I forget who it was, but those I didn't even I threw those away. I didn't even fly back with those because I built those in San Diego Comic-Con. That kit was miserable. Those didn't want to go together. Does the Transform model kit transform? No, the T. It didn't transform. Uh, Dan says, "Thank you for saving me money on this." Yeah, I mean, so this is my first time working with nanoblocks. I think if I wasn't streaming this and I could take my time with it, I would like this a lot more. I think it's worse for being something that I'm building on a stream, and that if I was just doing it and I was just kind of setting my own pace and having fun with it and not thinking about it, I think it would be. And taking my time with it, I think I would like this more. But because I am streaming it right now, I am pretty frustrated with almost every moment of this construction. So I definitely, yeah. I'm not going to take the other ones off my wish list, because if somebody wants me to work on a Pokemon one, I will. But also, this is going to fuel the people that want me to build the real grade Evangelions, which I wasn't necessarily going to do, because this is the only EVA kit that I've ever built on stream, and I don't want this to, I can understand why people would be like, oh, you got to do another one. You did the nano blocks. You got to do the real grades. I can understand that, why people would want that after this. But yeah. The Pokemon one has to be simpler. Totally, perfectly. Well, you're doing a great job. I appreciate that, Dan. Yeah, I mean, I could imagine the Pokemon ones being a little more simplistic, but I have no idea because I haven't done them. So right now my context for nanoblocks is just this one kit. I don't know if this is the best or the worst nanoblock. My gut says that this is not great, but I don't know. This could be the very best they have to offer. Yeah, I don't know yet. That's what I'm saying. So maybe I do need to build that. Which is the same reason why I wanted to build all of those entry grades, right? So I can tell you that their very best entry grade is the RX-782, the Gundam. The Gundam entry grade is the best entry grade by far. There is no competition. Because I've built 3 of them now, right? Yeah, I did 4 of them. No, yeah, I did 4 of them. So, after doing 4... Gundam is the best, and then I didn't hate the Dragon Ball, but I'd rather do the Figure Eyes. I didn't hate the My Hero Academia Deku, although I wish that there was a Figure Eyes for it, and I didn't really enjoy the Kamen Rider, and really much prefer that. So in those, yeah, those weren't as good. I'm glad I did them, so I can compare and contrast the entry grades. So if people say hey, should I do this? Be like, no, if you have any experience building model kits, you should get the figurized Dragon Ball kits instead of the entry grade Dragon Ball ones. But if you're really new to it, it is a place to start. But I worry that if that was your first time doing that model kit, that you'd be like, oh, I don't want to do this. Because also those have stickers, and they shouldn't have stickers. There are like there's like at least one, two really annoying stickers on Deku, and that's a shame because that should be like somebody's first model kit. Uh, but it would be a hard thing to sell, I think. Um, I love my Pac-Man intergrade, super super simple, and it's Pac-Man. I have not built the Pac-Man, Dan. That is one I have not built. I didn't build Pac-Man or Doraemon. But the real grade, not the real grade, the intergrade RX-782 is incredibly easy to put together and looks great and is such a good selling point for that kit. Um, or for like model kits. Like I could see someone putting that together and then being like, I want to do this. I want to do more of this. Like it is just lovely to assemble. Um, yeah, it was just really fun to do. So I would love to see more that are lean like that and let like imagine building a Goku you can't like move his waist. Like that's just like to me that's just a bummer. It was just like parts of that were just like, oh, this could be so much cooler. You can't move them around, and I get it. It's the price point. It's the the building of it, but I have no experience with uh Moderoid, but they're making model kits of Deku and Bakugo. Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled. Um, Now, the figurized kit of Naruto, Teen Naruto, is so good, and I wish they would make more of those. But they've just done Dragon Ball, Kamen Rider, and a few other things. But that was the one that I wish they had made more of because that was very fun. Because also it came with magnets on the feet, which I thought was just neat and cool. This is a cool choice. Okay, seemed to be by Good Smile. Okay, I'll keep my eyes peeled. I don't know. Um, okay, so laid back camp. This was basically Nadeshko is gonna go solo camping, so she's getting some tips from Rin. And one thing I liked is Rin is like, well, I googled the place to look up like facts about it and to see what people are saying, but she doesn't say Google. She doesn't say Google Maps because it's an anime and they didn't want to say Google. She says uh, glue maps, which I guess like phonetically Google and glue, but I just love that like that's glue is definitely like come on, we all know what you're talking about here. I just thought that was a funny little thing to throw in there. Um, let's see. What? Uh-oh. This came apart. Shit. Yeah, putting these arms in is not great. I think the shoulders are make this kind of tough to put on the arms. That's a bummer. I'll have to be extra careful with the other side. Luckily, it's pretty easy to see how this goes together, so I can get that together. I can put this back together. Um, let's see. What else do I want to say about this episode of Layback Camp? It was just fun. Um, there's a little montage of her getting ready for her trip. Uh, it did make me very hungry watching this today because I hadn't eaten lunch when I watched this episode. Um, because she gets this version of yakisoba that is called. I wrote it down. I've never heard of this because sometimes you just don't know these things. What was it called? Oops. Oh no. Just came apart. It was called. Shigareyaki. Shigareyaki is a type of yakisoba that looks incredible, and the art did not disappoint. As always, they make food look so good. It just looks so incredible that I really wanted to get that. And then Sakura, who is Nadeshko's older sister, she's out and about, and she bumps into Rin, and they bond over the fact that they both prefer to do solo adventures because she drives around a lot and does stuff. And yeah, they kind of bond, and that's cute. I did not expect to see them together. That was neat. And that's kind of the episode. It's just like some solo kind of. Oh, Fujimoya is where that she's going to have her first. Nadeshko's getting there, and she's heading on foot from the train station. And she has so much energy that I'm not worried about her having a problem getting there and doing her thing. And it was just like, I don't know, this show continues to be a good, chill, fun series. Last week's episode was the only episode, the first episode they've ever had where things almost didn't go well, and there was like a teachable moment. It was the least chill episode of the series has ever been, and it by far is still incredibly enjoyable. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a fun series about camping and friendship, it's real good. Vaguely related, but I really want to go to Nintendo World and try the Yoshi Yakisoba calzone. I have seen that. The Yakisoba calzone that is Yoshi. Yes, I've seen photos of that. That looked real good. That is definitely a thing to do if you're going to Nintendo World. Yes, that is just a wonderful amalgamation of nonsense that is put together in a way that you're like, yeah, all right, sure. Yeah, I buy that. That sounds real good. Also, this episode did make me crave yakisoba, which I don't know the next time I'm going to have anything like that. I might order Chinese food tomorrow. I think I'm going to order Chinese and get like a big thing of wontons and a couple other things. Because I just haven't had Chinese food in quite some time. I've only done takeout once. So I'm thinking about getting delivery of some Chinese food tomorrow so that I can be prepped before my stream tomorrow night. If you remember, I am going to be streaming some anime. The Anime Awards tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a watch-along because I don't want to say co-stream, even though that is what I'm doing. I will definitely just have it on and talking over it and at it. But we will just continue to say that it is a watch along, and then I guess if my stream gets shut down, then I'll reset, start it and tell people where to go and watch it. But I'm gonna have it on because I'm such a small streamer. I don't expect it to be a problem, and I'm also expecting them on Saturday to be like, or Friday tomorrow to be like, yeah, hey, where are your watch parties happening and all that other shit that I expect them to do. All right, so this goes here, and we need. The 1x3. Let's see. Not trying to make you feel bad. It's just been back in my head for a while. I would kill to order out at this point. Yeah, I hear you, Lastbrook. Yeah, no, I mean, I totally understand. Like I said, since I've been alone, I've just been cooking because I've got plenty of food. And have not done it. And of course, yeah, like obviously I'm in a situation where I can certainly get takeout because it does not put people outside of just general risk of being in the world right now, me getting takeout does not put people at risk of having to be in a vehicle in terrible weather. So I am very lucky to have the option that if I wanted to have some takeout, I definitely could get that. So I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow. All right. So goes there. That goes there. Goes there. And all right, we're going to continue on this. Let me tell you about Heaven's Design Team. I did not enjoy last week's episode of Heaven's Design Team. I really enjoyed this one again. A lot of it is in the goofs and the design. Like, this is a show that's not easy to describe well. But the basic premise for folks that don't know is that it is God made the heavens and the earth and made, started making the animals and then was like, this is hard. I'm just going to have some angels do it. And so created the Heavens Design Team who design animals. And so every episode is several parts of God basically being like, okay, so what I would like is, and just being like kind of vague, like this episode featured something that can watch you, but you don't notice it. So it, like camouflage or something, like vague like that. Or like, let's see. What was the other thing that you wanted to say? Oh, an animal with good hearing. And so, like, that's the vagueness that, like, these designers have to work with, is that God is, like, something with good hearing. and you're like, okay, and then sometimes they're like, not exactly what I wanted, or they'll like make in the iterative design process, they'll come up with something that is not quite what God wanted, but also God is interested in that odd thing that they design. Which it's pretty clever, it's pretty fun, it's very light, and I've been enjoying it. There's not a lot of story, which is I think is fine, although there is a reoccurring character now in this episode that we haven't seen since a couple weeks ago, so that was kind of neat. The major things were uh, they designed the crocodile ice fish, which is basically transparent. It's a fish that like plasma sends it doesn't use red doesn't have red blood cells, just sends plasma, which I think is a weird thing that is a real fish, but basically it has like a tiny eye, um, and that is it. The one celled or there's a one celled organism that has an eye that gets created, which I wrote down the name of it. Um, uh, the dinoflagellite, which is a single-celled organism that is just one big eye. And then eventually, and then that becomes the thing that God is like, sure, that's what I wanted. And they're like, all right, God, sure, okay, thanks, God. Um, Premium Bandai just surprise dropped a new HG Crossbone Gundam that looked pretty rad. Ooh, new HG Crossbone Gundam from Premium Bandai. All right, I will investigate that. Thank you for the heads up on that one, Lashbrook. I don't know what my funds are like. My funds right now are not get a new high grade, but that's something I certainly put on. Keep my eyes peeled for. But yeah, I don't think I have the disposable income right now for that. Gonna kind of wait. Uh, trying to keep my grocery budget in check. Because also, uh, Crossbone Exo full cloth. It is sort of looks like it has the Wing Gundam wings. Okay, well I'll take a look at that. That sounds pretty neat. Also, because I'm doing a cooking stream next Wednesday, folks. I will be doing that. It'll probably be the last one for a while, but I am going to do a cooking stream this coming Wednesday. Instead of doing a appetizer then an entree, we are working on an entree and a dessert, changing things up a little bit with I think going to be a pretty fun dessert, and I think people will like it. So uh, that is coming up on next Wednesday. We're doing that. So yeah, I got all my ingredients, which is good, but I got to find a couple more things, I think. But yeah, I think my disposable income right now is not at the I'm gonna go buy a new high grade. I could definitely wish list it. See what's up. Okay. The Heaven's Design team, that was good. They do a thing where the guy that created the horse, his grandson, who we've seen before, is like, "Hey, I saw this cool thing. Can you design an animal that looks like it?" And that goes back and forth, and then it's becoming um, the what do you call it? The Philippine Terzer, which is like a monkey kind of looking thing that does kind of look like an alien. So, because that's what they thought he saw was an alien. So that was kind of fun. And the third part of the episode is uh, they're working on an animal with good hearing, and they basically end up with an owl. And then the person who designs cute things, beautiful things, she created birds in the first place. She comes in and she's just like, do a version of the owl that has like these cool horns on it, which is the horned owl. And they're like, is there a reason to have the horns? And she's like, no, it makes it worse, but it looks cool. So they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, which is true, because the horned owl is like definitely the worst version of the owl, because the horns make it harder or make it easier to spot it, which is true. Then this goes like this, and this goes again like this. And then, yep. This goes like that. Okay. Are we gonna get the platypus at some point? Yeah. Yes. They've gone through a lot of different animals. Like, they've also tried to figure out how to make fictional ones, which I appreciate. They've been like trying to figure that out as they go. Because like there was a whole thing where the guy who made the horse really wants to make a unicorn, and it's just not possible to make a unicorn, and he's really really mad about that because he really wants to make a unicorn, but it's just like not feasible. And I appreciate that they take the time to like discuss why it wouldn't work. Oh, that just came off. I'm just gonna put this on its stand so that at the very least it can stand up, sort of. Oops. Yeah, this thing just. Oh, I put this on wrong. Just kind of want to put this on. Oh, oh no! Oh no! Shit. I definitely just accidentally disassembled part of this. Alright, I gotta figure out how to put this back together. Shit. I just wanted to like stand it up. Oh, and then Anime Capybarasan, as I frantically try to fix this. Anime Capybarasan, let's see what happened in the episode of this one. It was Halloween, and the llama hit some apples out of a tree for everybody, and then our main Capybarasan, doesn't get angry that often. That was it. It's just a little episode for kids. It's just a kids thing. It was cute. It continues to be an incredibly cute show. Had a good time. All right, so this goes like this, and then what else did I knock off when I knocked this off? I knocked this off. Okay. There we go. And that's all the anime I watched. I am slowly getting caught up on Black Clover. I will probably talk about my overall thoughts on Black Clover coming in as we are getting into a sad state of affairs with Black Clover, and also because the show is wrapping up at the end of March, so I want to get caught up so that I can watch it in real time as it ends. But I am still like, I think an episode and a half behind, so I'm going to try to get caught up on that and be able to talk about it because I want to talk about it as it goes into the twilight of the show. All right, so let's get this back on here so we can at least stand this up. Yeah, this is the point of failure in this kit. It's good to know there's a point of failure. Know what it is. It's where the legs meet the feet is the point of failure. All right, so it stands up at least. I really did think we were going to finish this today, and we are definitely not done. I still have a... actually, let's see if we can get the arm done. Honestly, all we have left to do is one more arm. So let's try to get that done, because that shouldn't take too long. And I'll say this, folks. We might go over 11 p.m. So if you have to jet, and that's okay. All we have left to do is one arm on this, and I kind of don't want to do this on Saturday. So I'm going to barrel through and finish this. If you got to go, you got to peace out. I think this will will take 12 minutes. So, but it is literally, we just have one arm left, so I kind of want to do that. Yeah, we might be overtime. We're probably going to go into some overtime. Maybe we won't. We rarely do. And often, in fact, at like 10 or 15 of, I'm also thinking like, okay, we can finish up here. So we don't always get the full 2 hours. So why not? We'll get that there. Because there are going to be extra pieces. So, because looking at this, I'm like, oh, there's definitely some extra pieces left, but it's not. It's just that that's how this works. They give you extras in case you drop them, which is great for a kit that is this small. It is nice that they give you extras. So we got to put 2 here. We got to put 2 here. This is going to go there. Just kind of lining this up where it goes. Get this goes here. That goes like this. And then we need a 3-prong like that. Okay. But yeah, so again, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing my watch-along for the Anime Awards, and that should be pretty fun. There was some great stuff in 2020 that they'll be honoring. And, of course, there are things nominated that are not, in my opinion, great. Like, why is the Princess Connect Redive, why is that up for Best Anime of the Year? That was not a great show. I do not think that should have been nominated for Best Show. It's also the video game of that show is the major sponsor of the Anime Awards. So it's just like, I don't think that should be up. I feel like that was not nominated for that. I mean, it's not going to win. It's fine. It's not, like honestly, the best show of the year is clearly Isaacin, and I feel like Isaacin is going to win because it is the best show of the year. I mean, it's possible it doesn't win, but I find it to be unlikely that it would not win best show of the year because it is unbelievably incredible. But it's possible it could, something else could win. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to be watching that tomorrow. Normal build stream on Saturday where we're going to start the Sazabi. And I'll figure out what we're going to build after that because I think Sazabi will probably be a stream and a quarter because there are just enough stickers in an SD kit that you can't really do it in one go. It most of the time takes a little longer than like one of my normal streams. So we'll start the Sazabi, but I don't think we're going to finish it. Maybe we will. I mean, sometimes they do go fast. But yeah, like I said, I mean, there's this many stickers, so that's a good amount of stickers to put on a kit because you really need for those kits, those chibi kits, you need that to make them sing. All right, so this goes here. This goes here. We need a 1. But yeah, I mean, I've got my shows that I think are the best, and I'm expecting other people to vote. I'm going to be mad at the best couples category because a group, the people that won last year are up again. And they are definitely not the best couple because, as I've said many times, they're not a couple. The whole point of the series is they are not dating. They are trying to get each other to confess their feelings, and they have not done so. But whatever. I mean, it's still better than 2 characters from a show who are not dating and one does not know that the other has any interest in her because that's what is happening with Katrina and Mari. It's like they're not a couple. There's nothing couple about them. Come on. Whatever. She's engaged to another person. Not that she's in a relationship with any of those characters. Just frustrating. That frustrates me. That category, I think, more than any other category, because it doesn't need to exist, frustrates me. But whatever. It's fine. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be fun tomorrow. It's a socially distanced show. So I don't think anybody's going to, it'll be interesting to see how they produce it, how they get it done, what it looks like. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. If there will be any, I mean, there's always like a couple like things about what's coming next season if it's a big name. So I'm excited to see that. Occasionally you get trailers. Usually the trailers aren't that in depth, but we'll get a few things for next season. A lot of the April seasons or the stuff that's coming out in April are like sequels. This is a really sequel-heavy season, so those should have some trailers. Would it be better as a best BFF category? Yeah, I think if it was duo, if it was best duo, then you could have lots of, room for a lot of things. Like, because then it would be, you just have like, your setter and spiker combo from Haikyuu. It'd be Kageyama and Hinata, or Shoyo. That would be your best duo, because it also feels a little disingenuous to call them best couple, even though they definitely are the best, better couple than several other things that are listed on there. But they mean romantic, and I think it would be neat to honor duos. Just cool non-romantic partnerships that are out there. All right, we are done with this. Oops, this hand does not want to stay on. Okay, we finished it. It's not technically 11 yet, which is great. And this thing is done, which is fine. I'll put it on its back here so you can see it. I'll definitely have to get a close-up photo of this thing. There are so many pieces left over. It makes me think I fucked up, and I know I didn't. But so I'm going to put all these here. Look how many motherfucking pieces are left. Look how many pieces are left. That's too many pieces. It definitely makes me think I fucked up. And then you could put it here in its box. That's suspicious, right? So I think I'll try this, but I think I can put all these in the bottom and then put the thing on top of it. So I'm going to try to do that here. A couple fell on the floor, and that's fine because I can see them. But I think if I do it like that, you can put the layers in. So it comes like this. This is how the box comes in, with it like down this way. So it comes like that, and then you can take it out and shift it around, and then you can pull up these little tabs here, and then I should be able to, yeah, like put these tabs up to keep this from moving, and then not have that bend over like that. Oops. And then have it fall apart, which is great. Yeah. I think when I get this in this box, it's not coming out of the box. I mean, I'm going to have to take it out for photos, but I want to show this. This is so, like, you definitely want to put this in this case because, holy shit. You definitely want to put this in the case because it is not a stable kit. And I will post my thoughts about this on Twitter tomorrow. But yeah, this is not stable. And yeah, it just kind of came off its feet right away. In trying to like get this together, it just continues to come apart. Wow. But yeah, you definitely want to put this inside this box because I would not want to just have this on a shelf. I would be so worried about this thing constantly. The hand just keeps falling off, and then the legs fall off. What the fuck? All right, well, I'm going to fix this off stream because it is incredibly infuriating, and I am not going to just keep streaming me fucking up. So, we are going to go raid. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for my my watch along for the Anime Awards. We are going to raid right now. We're going to find someone cool to go hang out with and raid. But yeah, 7:30. The awards start at 8 p.m. So I'm starting at 7:30 p.m. to give people time to come in and to make some predictions, go through some categories, and then go and actually watch it live. Okay, let's see. We've got enough time here. Yeah, we are going to go hang out with Xandra. Vandra, the wonderful Xandra, who made all our emotes. We have not rated her in a while. Her daughter is not streaming, a.k.a. her VTube thing, so it's her, but we're going to go give her a raid. Xandra rules, is one of my favorite people to go raid. Because her community is lovely, and there's a good crossover. So we're going to go give her a raid. So feel free to come along on this. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Again, see you tomorrow, hopefully. Thanks for watching. As I put this kit, I got to take some photos of this. So let's go on the raid. Thanks for being here. Have a great night. Good night. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.